morning, everyone. My name is Trevor Schell, and I'd like to welcome you all to OHCOW's 22nd Annual RSI Awareness Day webinar series. This year, due to COVID-19 restrictions, instead of a one-day event, we are instead providing a weekly series of webinars on different topics, with this week focused on office ergonomics. In planning this year's event as a series of webinars, we were initially concerned that people would be webinared out, but you supported our theory that if you organize a well-planned event, people will attend. I'm extremely pleased to announce that this year we have broken our previous record of registrations with over 800 people. We are joined today with representatives from 9 out of the 10 Canadian provinces, 19 U.S. states, and 23 other distinct countries, including Argentina, Australia, Belgium, China, Colombia, England, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, India, Indonesia, Ireland, Mexico, the Netherlands, Scotland, South Korea, Tanzania, the Czech Republic, Brazil, Tasmania, Austria, and Spain. So on behalf of my fellow OHCOW ergonomists, I'd like to thank you all for being with us here today and hopefully over the upcoming next 3 weeks. Now, I would now like to introduce my colleagues, Melissa and Dwayne, who are going to be presenting on our new office ergonomics.
Oh, I guess I am unmuted now. Sorry. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dwayne Fuchs. I'm the ergonomist in the Thunder Bay Clinic, and my colleague Melissa Statham, she's the ergonomist in Windsor and our Sarnia clinics. We're just going to present to you for a very short period of time here. We have decided to update our office ergonomic reference guide here at OHCOW. Slide. So why have we decided to do that? Well, obviously right now, office ergonomics is much more important than it's ever been before. In the year 2021, we're much more reliant on technology than we've ever been before. There's many reasons for that, just obviously because everything is advancing. Computer use is no longer limited to just traditional offices, obviously, due to a lot of things that have happened within our societies in the last year or so. Almost all industries now rely on the use of computers to perform some aspects of their jobs. What we mean by that is even in things like the construction industry, industrial settings, those individuals are now utilizing computers as well. They utilize computers for to keep track of things that they're doing, to update plans, all of those types of things. So computers are now being introduced into every industry essentially that are out there. The pandemic has obviously further increased the use of computers in alternative settings such as home workstations. Some industries, some places that really weren't reliant on computers that much have now started becoming reliant on computers, i.e., the online shopping, those types of things. A lot of places that would provide in-person shopping, they didn't really require any of their computer use. But now, because people are doing online shopping, curbside pickup, all those types of things, computers are much more important to them. Virtual meetings. This is a perfect example where we're doing this exclusively virtual this year. They've now replaced a lot of, if not all of, in-person interactions, primarily due to the pandemic. But as the pandemic hopefully wanes and starts decreasing over time, I think a lot of these virtual meetings might end up continuing on. So we then now obviously have more requirement of computer and technology use. So what's the result? What's the result of our increased requirement for office and computer use? Well, it's resulted immensely in a decrease in movement. I'll go back to the retailers. People that worked in retail environments, oftentimes, they had to be on the floor. They were doing this, that, and the other thing. Now, some of those people are exclusively just taking online orders. When we're doing virtual meetings, we're doing these types of things. Now we're essentially either sitting or even standing at our computers or our devices for long periods of time without movement. This relates generally to an increase in physical discomfort. A lot of repetitive strain injuries can come about due to the use of computers, also due to the use of the lack of movement. We were also seeing a decrease in productivity because of this, as well as an increase in mental fatigue. And overall, we've as ergonomists here at OHCOW have started to see a greater need for ergonomic intervention because, like we said, things have changed in terms of the places in which we're doing them, and as well as the method in which we're doing them. Melissa is now going to continue on to discuss our new Office Ergonomic Reference Guide.
Good morning, everyone. So as Dwayne mentioned, we're revamping what was once called our Office Ergonomic Handbook. So with all these changes that he had mentioned going on in, throughout technology in today's society, what is OHCOW going to do about it? Well, we took on the initiative of modernizing and revising our ergonomic handbook and creating more of an ergonomic reference guide for the office environment. The official launch for it is going to be February 26th. So that's the last Friday of the RSI webinar series. And so we're hoping to take you on kind of a tour of this and help you navigate through the website and how it's going to be laid out. What our big thing that we wanted to do with this Office Ergonomic Reference Guide was to align it really with the CSA Office Ergonomic Standard. So prior to the end of 2017, it was only a guideline. So now we have more standards, and then within the standard, it addressed some of the changes that have occurred in the office environment. So some of the changes specifically were the use now of multiple monitors. So you see a lot of offices now, and I think probably a lot of you can relate, is that there's more than one monitor. People are using 2 of them, 3 of them, if not more. And how do we orientate them properly to ensure that we're in neutral postures when we're interacting with them? So we're going to address that. We're going to look at tablet use because a lot of people are using tablets out in the field and then you bring them back to your computer workstation. How should you use them? How should you have them set up? We're going to look at sit-stand workstations now, temporary workstations, which are now being addressed through COVID-19. We were doing, and we're still doing, virtual assessments for people that are having home workstations that are now kind of, phasing into not necessarily temporary anymore. But if you're forced to work somewhere temporary, how do you set it up properly to avoid any risk of injury or to minimize it? So what's going to happen is our website is going to be organized into independent modules. So rather than the book, where you kind of had to flip through all the pages, these independent modules will allow you to select which aspect of the office environment you want more information on. So if you look at the diagram here on the right, it's just a kind of snapshot of one of the pages. You could select work surfaces, chairs, screens, different external equipment, and find information on those specifically. It's going to be obviously web-based, and it's a live living document. So if we need to make any updates along the way, we can update it, and it's updated for you, and you're getting the most current information. These are also all going to be downloadable, and so there's a PDF version, so you can print them up as well. So what's to come in the next few weeks is Dwayne and I are going to discuss briefly some of these different modules or sections. And so next week, we're going to look at the Introduction to Ergonomics, which is going to look at the CSA standards, how it aligns with the Occupational Health and Safety Act. We're going to look at the work surfaces. We're going to look at chairs and monitors. And then the following week, we're going to have another 4 sections we're going to look at. And then again, we're going to finish off with the last week taking you on a tour of our website. And these are just a few different illustrations here that we're updating our website and book with. So thank you very much, and we look forward to sharing more with you in the weeks to come.
That's great. Thank you very much, Dwayne and Melissa. No, I look forward to seeing what you have for us next week.